Greetings, YouTube. Today's news article comes out of Alabama. State Senator Gerald Allen wants to ban sharia law in his state. This will come as no surprise to anyone, but he's a Republican. This same state senator at one time wanted to ban books from public libraries because their authors were gay. So he has a long-standing tradition of intolerant and bigoted behavior and attempts to use the law to enforce that policy onto others. Now, the best part of this story is right here. Anniston Star reporter Tim Lockett put a simple but inspired question to Allen. What is sharia? This is the response from Senator Allen. Allen could not readily define sharia in the interview Thursday. I don't have my file in front of me, he said. I wish I could answer you better. Now, if you're going to ban something, maybe you should have an idea that, you carry around in your head of what it is that you're attempting to get rid of. Now, the following is probably going to be a shock to most Americans. But in the United States, we have a secular legal system. Our legal system is based on no religious texts of any kind. It's based on the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, things like that. It's not based on any faith. It never has been. And we have never had the need to ban religious law because religious law only applies to people who choose to be under it. If you're not Catholic, you don't have to follow Catholic doctrine. If you're not Hasidic Jew, you don't have to follow the guidelines of the Hasidic faith. If you're not Islamic, you don't have to abide by the guidelines of the Quran. It's that simple. And in the public venue, all the government is secular, state and federal. I know this comes to a shock to some people, because I've encountered many people online that seem to think that America is founded on Christian biblical law, which it isn't. In fact, a number of our founding fathers weren't even Christian, they were deists, believing in God, but not in Christ, and believing that you could best come to grasp in understanding the concept of God through the use of science. So, you will not be surprised when I have a negative opinion of Senator Allen, that he is grandstanding in the most egregious manner. This is all about looking big, about playing to the Republican base who are Islamophobic and just completely intolerant of anyone that isn't of the same faith as they. And it's pandering. It's political pandering. It's unbecoming of our nation. It is disgraceful. And it's not going to go anywhere. But come next electoral cycle, he can always say that I tried to ban sharia law, and he will use that to drum up some more votes. Even though we don't need to ban sharia law, because sharia law would only apply to someone that wants to have it to apply to them in the United States. And I can't imagine anyone wanting that, but there are people who apply all kinds of different things to themselves voluntarily. That's okay. They're entitled. Dietary restrictions are common, for example. I know numbers of people who follow the halal dietary restrictions. I've known Jews that were kosher. I've known Christians of different faiths that had dietary restrictions. Technically, you're not supposed to eat shellfish if you're Christian, which is a darn shame because shellfish is awfully tasty. So if Americans want to apply religious law to themselves, let them. But the government, state or federal, can't. It never has been able to, and it probably never will. We have a secular law for a reason, because it works really, really well, and a separation of church and state benefits both church and state. It is the healthiest environment for both institutions. It always has been, and I'm hoping it always will be. So, I would love if Senator Allen would just stop grandstanding and slink away and take his bigoted, intolerant worldview with him.